Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Flying Fullbacks podcast. And in today's podcast, we are going to be talking about the different leagues. We're going to be talking about Serie A, then we'll talk about the Premier League, and finally, we'll move on to La Liga. We'll take a look at what teams are, well, in Serie A, we already know who's won, so we'll talk a bit about that. And for the other two leagues, we'll take a look at who's likely to win, what's going to happen, and just, talk about those leagues. So, Astitwa, finally, we have a new winner in Serie A. What are your thoughts?
Antonio Conte has done it again, man. He was the one who took Juventus from oblivion to a title 9 years ago, and 10 years ago, and he has done it with Inter Milan also. The team he was building team for the last 2 years, I guess, and now he has finally got the right pieces. And I don't think it's just due to the fact that Inter were playing good. I think it's also due to the fact that the other teams were absolutely, mainly Juventus was absolutely shit this season. Like AC Milan is also in a transition building phase kind of thing. So basically Juventus bottled it, and very heavily that also. Last season we were also seeing that wheels of the Juventus cart were coming off, but they were barely able to scrap through just because there was no competition. This year they got a proper competition and they were not able to deal with it. So I think it's both factors that Inter were playing also good, and Juventus also bottled, because Inter are still not there yet. Because if they were there yet, they would have not, go out of the Champions League group the way they did by finishing fourth. So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think they are the finished project everyone is talking about. But yeah, it's many factors getting in one place for Inter getting the title, and I definitely think it's a well-deserved one, especially for players like Lukaku who have really redeemed themselves after that horrible spell he had. Not exactly horrible, but last season was terrible at Man U.
I mean, goal scoring
So
wise,
players,
it was still pretty good, but overall, yeah, it was not great.
yeah, so other players like Matteo Darmian has come into good for what do you say, Inter Milan. Tao Sanchez is playing good. Even there were some good performances by Alexis Sanchez. Some couple of crucial goals here and there. Even especially in the second half of the season, even Christian Eriksen has become a good substitution option for what do you say, Conte?
Yeah, man,
Consider, like,
Christian Eriksen has
obviously
won
it's
a
a,
title and Tottenham are still trophyless.
yeah. Christian Eriksen won title with Ajax also. It's not his
Well,
first time.
since he left, yeah. He's won a title after he left Tottenham and Tottenham is still trophyless.
So
Come on,
yeah,
man, just let me have it.
yeah. So obviously, yeah. So you can have it now. What do you?
Yeah, so overall, I think I agree with you. Inter were pretty good and Juventus were pretty bad. I think a few special mentions to Lautaro Martinez. He has been so good this season. And secondly, to Handanovic, who's pretty old now, but still he was probably the best, not probably, definitely the best keeper in the league. They performed overall as a team, they performed pretty well. And yeah, good to see someone other than Juventus finally winning the league.
Also, the performance of Akraf Hakimi, like we saw that continuation, that the way he was performing it at Dortmund, we saw the continuation of that. Obviously, the numbers have quite a bit dropped, considering that the league is not attacking enough as it was in Bundesliga. So the overall his attacking numbers have dropped a bit, but his overall as a player, he has shown growth. Defensively, he's more solid now. He tracks back properly because he had the pace, but his decision making was a bit poor due to lack of experience and all. So now that he has also matured, so he is looking a real good player right now who is playing at this right wing back role. And Bastoni, he is playing good. So a couple of young players who have come in for Inter, so it's a really good see. And if they're able to retain this team they have right now, see obviously players like Ashley Young, Arturo Vidal, who play a bit part role in this title race, are quite old and definitely don't have a long-term future. But if they're able to hold on these young players, like, okay, Lukaku is not young, but still he's in his coming into his prime right now. So if they're able to hold on to players like Lukaku, Martinez, Hakimi, Bastoni, and what do you say, the couple of midfielders, young midfielders they have. So if they are able to hold them on, even Matu Damian has played a crucial role in the second half of the season. He has, I think, chipped in 3 or 4 crucial match-winning goals for them. in the last couple of months. So if they're able to hold to place like that, I think Conte can build on this and maybe go for a proper run in the Champions League also.
I think that's the next
Because
logical step. Now
yeah,
that they have
because
won the league, they do need to focus on the
yeah,
Champions League.
because
And
they are
yeah,
in
go
two
ahead.
years of Conte, they are yet to even come out of the group. And that's a big shambolic considering you won the league now, but you're still not able to come out of group, which consisted of Mönchengladbach and Shakhtar Donetsk. Okay, Real is a big team, but apart from that, you were not able to go to third position for Europe. But you were bottom of the. So I think that's the logical next step they should go for to make. I'm not saying win it, just like, but at least have a good run, also retain this title. It shouldn't be like what happened with Monaco in Liga, that they won one league and then entirely team were ripped apart by bigger clubs, and then that never happened again.
Yeah,
That
so
shouldn't happen here.
it'll be.
Obviously, Inter is a way bigger club than Monaco, or profile and things, so they will be able to hold some up play, but they should be able to hold on to players like Lukaku, because
So
obviously Man City and Chelsea are poaching for him.
I think it'll be interesting
Even
to see what happens to the team, because right now their team is a mix of very young, promising players and very experienced players who are likely to retire in the coming seasons. So you have someone like Handanovic or Ashley Young, Arturo Vidal, who are pretty experienced and pretty old now. They're going to retire soon, probably. And on the other hand, you have players like Bastoni, you have Lautaro Martinez, Barella, Hakimi, Skriniar,
hmm,
all of whom are very young.
hmm,
So it'll be interesting to see if any big clubs or bigger clubs, relatively, any club for that matter, come in and try to uh, steal one or more of these young players. Have you already heard
yeah.
rumors of Skriniar to City? I don't know if that's going to happen now that they have Ruben Diaz, but you heard those
The
rumors. You
bigger
heard.
problem is to retain Lukaku. He is
So,
the star man, and
yeah.
many
So
people are going to
again, I
poach
think
him
I
now.
think that's undoubtedly true. He is the star man, but I actually think that Lukaku, if they do sell him right now, they can get a lot of money, and for that kind of money, maybe you can sign a replacement. It will obviously be better for them if they can hold on. But I think it's actually more important to hold on to the likes of Lautaro Martinez, Bastoni, and Barella.
No, I think it's important to retain Lukaku because it shows in the market that you have the intent of winning it. You are not here to print money, or you're the flipping club that Dortmund has clearly become. They're no longer showing the intent to win anything. So if they want to be taken seriously, they have to retain their, even Tottenham. If Tottenham is able to retain a player like Harry Kane without winning absolutely anything, and obviously Harry Kane is a better player than Lukaku. So if they are able to hold in players like Kane, why Interman, who has a legacy, who actually win trophies,
So I'm not
then
disagreeing
they
with that. I'm
should
not
be able.
disagreeing with that. I'm just saying I think it's more important to retain the young players, especially for the long term, not just for the
Yeah,
short term.
actually. But currently, the bigger news should be it's a sort of identity crisis for Juventus right now,
Mhm.
because they are clearly running out of ideas in the past 3 years since they signed Ronaldo. And just to be clear, I'm not going to bash Ronaldo here because clearly that dude at age 36 is carrying the team alone. So,
No, definitely. You just saw in
unlike
the
some
last match
Italian,
that he scored two late goals to
yeah,
win them the game.
unlike Italian journalists who are bashing him left, right, and center, I think they've clearly gone a bit cuckoo in my opinion. So Ronaldo should be the one safeguard and keeper in a story that he should be safeguard. Bigger question is, where do we go from here? Clearly, all this like 9 year momentum, whatever. Because last year, clearly in my opinion, they just won in momentum only. They were nothing doing absolutely nothing. They just won on momentum. Bigger problem right now is there many that spine that got into two finals in UC is clearly dead. That spine
I
has
mean, you can't
nothing.
really expect them to play at the same level that they were playing, at
No,
their
but
current ages, at their current age.
that thing same happened to Real also. That the spine got slow and injured down, but that spine is still performing. The spine of Benzema, Modric, Cruz, Ramos, and
But
all
all
is
of
still
those players are
performing.
in their early 30s or mid 30s. You have Buffon, who's 40 plus. You have
Hey,
Chiellini and
Buffon.
all who
See,
are,
I'm not talking about Buffon. I am talking about the spine of Quadrado, Sandro.
For that
That
matter, Cuadrado is
every
still performing. Cuadrado is performing pretty well this season.
but Sandro has clearly gone down.
Yeah, Sandro is not great. Yeah.
Yeah, Bonucci's not that old. Bonucci is younger than Ramos, but he's still not performing.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Chiellini is,
Bonucci, Chiellini, and all of those players, I think they need to move on.
huh.
And it's not like
Maybe
they don't
definitely
have
Buffon is
any
way
young
past it. Buffon we're
replacements.
talking about.
It's not as if they don't
They,
have young replacements. Look at their centre backs right now.
I
They have
think
Demiral and
next,
De Ligt, who are two of the best young centre backs in Europe.
yeah. So see, the centre back position, in my opinion, is covered. The problem is the full back position. I have talked about it just tremendously. I got never made the sense out of it. How the hell they sold João Cancelo and replaced him with Danilo? That never made sense to me. Other thing is they have absolutely no replacement Sandro. If he is injured, they're completely out of ideas.
Maybe they should buy back Luca
And
Pellegrini.
they should really keep.
Yeah, go ahead.
What?
I was saying maybe they should consider buying back Luca Pellegrini. I'm pretty sure he was
Maybe
with
they
Juventus,
should.
right?
But bigger consider like right now is that Juventus in this consecutive wins, they were clearly a defensive minded team. Okay, not like extremely Atletico like, but like counter-attacking team. Under Conte also, under Allegri also. Okay. Since they got in Ronaldo and since they rebranded everything and wanted to print more money out of it, so it clearly wanted to be we will play this revolutionary attacking football. Then they got rid of Allegri. Then they brought in Sari, who was supposed to be revolutionist. He was trying to get his Sari ball working, but then results dropped off. Then he got the pressure, so he just, kept going on with the same team that was
Yeah,
performing.
yeah.
Then Perlo came in, and he genuinely was trying to Oscar. So Parlo came in as we know it, and he is trying to build this attacking minded team. He went with three at the back, four or five up to five players in midfield and two in forward with Morata and Ronaldo. And all things he's tried. He tried 4-3-3. He tried 3-4-3. He tried 3-4-1-2 with one being Dybala, and also he tried everything. Clearly, it's not working. And I don't think the manager is the problem. Like everyone is looking up to sacks per low, sack per low. Okay, results are not there. So obviously manager is accountable, no doubts about it. But in my opinion, he is finally willing to deliver what Juventus was actually trying and without really caring about the results. Like they were and they trying to do this and the Sari also, he got scared because he was obviously managing such a big club. After considering that he got almost failed at Chelsea. So he got scared. Perlo is doing that. Bigger problem right now is they absolutely don't have anything in midfield.
I mean, you wouldn't really
They
expect that, right? I mean, you look at the players they have. So on paper, it's a pretty strong midfield. You have Rabiot and Ramsey and all. But yeah, I agree with you. I've watched a few of their matches and they're really lacking in midfield.
you see the matches, and even I have seen matches of Real Madrid second team play. Even that midfield is better than Juventus first team midfield. That speaks volumes.
Wow.
That a person of Arthur's caliber is not able to put together two consecutive passes. A player who was clearly valued at 70 million, who was seen as the next Iniesta at Barca. Okay, clearly the next Iniesta thing is not working for Barca because whatever the label as next Iniesta ultimately flops. But still, he was showing the potential. Rabiot was a good player. He was a national cap player for France. And they have Ramsey, clearly an Arsenal legend, and still not 30. He's still in 30 only, so still not. So players like that they have, and but absolutely nothing on field is happening. They have young players like Bernardeschi or Bantanko and all. They show some glimpse here and there, and the biggest problem with you, like Juventus, watching them right now is you have absolutely no idea which team will turn up. One day you watch them, they are playing absolutely beautiful. The passes are going through. They're playing with proper triangle formations and all. And you finally have to see like what the philosophy which everyone was talking about with start of the season, that the philosophy of that classic philosophy of attacking minute football Perlo will bring in. all that shit and this all swagger and swag is everything and all. So you start to see it and you still get inspired that he might do it. And the next match you see them, they are playing like amateurs, that they're playing football for the first time. They have no idea. Danilo is passing in front to Quadrado, who is passing to Arthur, Arthur's passing to Washington. I mean, I have seen Delit as a better midfielder than Ramsey. How is it possible that Delit is able to put crosses through the defense, but Ramsey can't put one? How is it possible? Clearly, what I see on the pitch is that the midfielders are not of that level. Even though the names are of that level, but on-field performances are not that level. Maybe it's actually the management faults. I don't know. Maybe he's not able to get the best out of him because he has actually never managed even a under 19 team before this. He has managed never. Even Ole had managed somewhere. Frank had managed the Derby County. Arteta was at least the assistant manager. Zidane had managed the Cassia team.
Zidane
Perlo
has
was
a
never a
whole lot of
recent.
experience before that. Not only the Castilla team, but under Pep Guardiola for a little while and under Bielsa for
Yeah,
a
but
little while.
that was that at least that was in backroom stuff. That
Yeah.
Perlo
Yeah.
also did, but
Okay.
never in the forefront.
Okay. Yeah.
Never being see assistant manager and the manager. I can see who actually manage in the backroom stuff. You just see notes and all, or individual you can monitor. So that's not really the stuff I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
Perlo
You're
was
right. Overall, there were some concerns that Pirlo might not be up to the job, and maybe that is the case.
and now he's talking about going to the chopping board and he's threatening some place that he will sell them out in summer and also maybe you never know. Next season they actually might get some impact because see, talent is there. There's no doubts about it. What we saw from Chiesa and Champions League clearly shows that they have talent. They have young players like Weston McKennie. Okay, I don't rate Weston McKennie very high, like the media height.
Hmm.
I see him as a super sub kind of player, not the player you start every day.
I
But
think the media hype
Chiesa,
was because of a few really good performances, and he actually
but
scored a
that's
lot of goals in the middle, right?
that's the
So,
thing, man. That's a proper super sub kind of player.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree
Yeah,
with you. I
but
don't rate him that highly either. Yeah.
huh, but you see Chiesa. Now that's a genuine talent who can actually start for Juventus day in day out for 10 years. You see Kulusevski. Okay, this year Kulusevski has not shown what he can do, but the talent is still there. It's not like they absolutely running out of players to play with. Even they
Even a
can bring
few
back,
good young academy players are coming through. I know Portanova impressed a few people.
yeah, yeah. Even they can actually bring back Moise Kean also. They have a buyback clause. So if they're running out of ideas, they can do that. But if they are going to just sit back and think that okay, we will just automatically bounce back in a season because Inter can't keep up, that's not going to happen. If Inter is really serious about their ambitions, that is not going to happen. And as we saw this season, as of now, Juventus is still not qualified for next season Champions League.
Yeah.
Okay, they're in top four, but still not qualified. They can actually drop out. Again, if yesterday, so day before yesterday, if Ronaldo hadn't scored 2 goals, they would actually been fifth right now with 2-3 points behind. So this automatic, the first gear thing that Juventus by default wins the matches
Hmm.
in Serie is not going to happen anymore. Even AC Milan was playing better than him, considering AC Milan has really, like Atletico has really bottled it since February, the way they're playing. But still, even till now, AC Milan is playing better than Juventus because they at least have some sort of game plan, which is visible. I don't know what game plan Juventus is playing right now, but clearly it's a mess. So I think Juventus has to really take a good look out of him, and they really have to decide whether to stick with Ronaldo or not. They can't do this thing of playing with Ronaldo, the half the hierarchy saying that we are trusting in Ronaldo and everything, and the legends, the media, the puppets they have are bashing Ronaldo left and center. Either they have to stick with him or sell him off. He can't be the problem and the solution day in day out. That's the ridiculous. That same thing happened with Messi in Barca also, and you can see Barca struggling. You can't have a one player who are you blaming for your problems also, and then he becomes a savior also, and the cycle keeps going on. If you think he's a problem, just sell him off. You will still get partial sum of 40-50 million for a guy, plus the wage will be reduced tremendously.
There were
So you can do
strong
that.
rumors in the middle that he was willing to take a pay cut to join Man United.
Yeah, no, so that rumor is still going on.
Hmm.
That's the
Yeah.
thing, because he's trying for a push out. Because if he's not happy, there's no way of keeping him in.
So
If he's
yeah,
not
it'll
happy,
be.
he will go.
They will have to make a decision about Ronaldo. And speaking of Ronaldo and Man United, now let's talk about the Premier League for a bit. I think it's pretty clear that now Man City are going to win the title. There are no real doubts about that. But the really interesting thing is who's going to finish in the top four? Do you think Spurs have a chance?
Mathematically, yes, but realistically, no.
Mathematically, yeah. No, I'm talking about a realistic chance. Do you think that they
Yeah,
have a
I said
realistic
no.
chance? Okay, okay.
I said
So then who do you think should,
because
I think City will be first,
see, we
United are
have
likely
to.
to be second. And in the
Yeah,
third
see,
and
we
fourth
have to
position, you have a few clubs. You have Chelsea,
see.
you have Leicester, you have West
Should
Ham.
see the we should see the table first. That
Yeah,
see,
please go
Man
ahead.
City is going to win the league in a game or two. No
Hmm.
doubts about it. Okay, they have some 80 points in 34 matches, so they are done.
Yeah,
Okay. Then we have 67 points in 33 matches with Man U. Okay. If they lose to Liverpool, things might get a bit shaky for them. But even if they're able to salvage a draw out of that match, they will be approximately 5 points clear of Leicester with 4 games to left. You understand me? And now that much gap by 4 matches, they're not going to bottle it. I believe that much in Ole. I don't believe it. It's a fact that Nani will not bottle 5 points in what do you say, 4 matches. As of now, also they have 5 matches left, and they're 4 points clear in my opinion. So they are not going to bottle that much. Bigger problem is what will happen with Leicester.
so how many points are they on?
They are currently around with 63 points in 34 matches. They're
Okay,
only 2 points clear right now of Chelsea.
okay. So Chelsea are in fourth with 61 points.
Yeah, and
And
with same
who's in
matches
fifth?
played. West Ham
With
58. So they're 3 points
50.
behind.
Okay.
Then we have Spurs. We're talking about Spurs. They are 56. I don't see Chelsea bottling 5 points and West Ham also bottling some 2-3 points in 4 matches remaining.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
So,
It's unlikely.
so clearly that is not happening. But talking about Leicester, they have Newcastle left, but they have Man U also left as an opponent. Then we have Chelsea and Tottenham. So you see, the next fixture is again Newcastle. But then they have the last 3 minutes on the trot are Manu, Chelsea, and Spurs. And if you remove Manu, the next two teams are direct competition for Champions League spots.
Yeah.
And now considering that these 3 matches, I'm counting Manu also because Manu will still play for the pride and all. And Manu are obviously a better team right now. Considering that Leicester also has to play this that FA Cup final around the same week time only.
Yeah.
So that will be also a fixture condition for them. I don't see a way that Leicester wins all 3 of them. And if they lose one match also and Chelsea goes on to win all of them, Chelsea will finish third.
Mhm.
And considering that Leicester is right now drawing with anyone, like yesterday, I don't know who they draw with, but let me just check.
The
Yeah,
Leicester versus
Leicester, see,
Southampton.
Leicester drew with the 10-man Southampton.
Yeah.
Now, a 15 place Southampton, you can't even be able to defeat a 10 man, 15th place Southampton. How are you expecting to beat Chelsea, Man U, and Spurs on the trot with the FA Cup final in between, which is the only realistic chance of any silverware of any kind? Only realistic, chance left. So
Yeah. So
that's the
so
thing.
so I think
Leicester might bottle it, in my opinion.
it's possible that Leicester will bottle it, but so does that mean there's an opening for West Ham to come in? Do you think
Yeah,
West Ham can make it in the top four?
in my opinion, right now the way Chelsea is playing, and considering that they have absolutely no injuries of any sort of any major player right now, and entire team is firing on. See, in last 23 matches, they have kept 17 clean sheets.
Yeah, that's a
That
ridiculous
is
number.
That's ridiculous. They have only conceded 10 goals in 23 matches. How the hell do you think they will drop points? They have to drop 5 points in 4 matches to drop out of Champions League spots. That is not happening. In my opinion, 90% of the chances Chelsea is gone in Champions League at this point. The way West Ham, I think, lost yesterday, they have bottled the chance
Did
of
they lose or
closing the
did they
gap.
draw? I think they drew maybe one or.
No. I think West Ham. Okay, sorry, they won against Burnley 2-1.
Oh, they won. Okay.
But still, they are some 3 points behind. Let me check how
Yeah.
many points they are behind.
No, I think it's pretty
They
clear that
see they
Chelsea
are
are
three
in.
three
Yeah,
points
Chelsea are going to
behind
finish
Chelsea.
in there. Yeah.
So
So
yeah, bigger question is if Leicester bottles in, who will come in?
I think
And that's I
it's very likely that if Leicester bottle it, which again seems again kind of likely, it's most likely going to be West Ham who will come in rather than Spurs, because as we established, Spurs are a
because see the
couple
fixture
of points
announced
even behind West Ham. So
also the fact that West Ham has the easiest fixture run of the lot. Apart from Everton, they play Brighton, West Brom, and Southampton.
oh okay, yeah,
So if they can easily beat them all,
yeah.
at least on paper they can beat everyone. Like okay, they might drew or lose against Everton, but out of the West Brom Southampton lot, they are definitely going to beat them, in my opinion, the way they're playing. So
And
that's a real thing.
and see, if West Ham do finish in the Champions League, it will be very shocking, because I remember at the start of the season, people were saying that West Ham could finish in bottom, like in 20th place, and from that to go to a Champions League spot. Just one last
Yeah,
question about
that's
the
a
Premier
big.
League. Do you think David Moyes is back, or do you think this is a one
Uh,
season wonder kind of thing?
it. I think whether he is back or not will depend a lot on the fact that whether they're able to retain their players. Because if they are not able to retain the likes of Thomas Suchek, Declan Rice, Jalings,
So,
then
Jennings,
there's
you think
no.
he's likely to come back to West Ham on a permanent deal?
See, that's a big if question right now. Do you really think Lingard has any future at Man U?
Not at Man U, but if he does move away, do you think it will be back to West Ham, or do you think he can go to a
Or
different club?
where will he realistically go?
No, I don't know, man. I'm just asking.
That's what I'm saying. Because there's no options for him now. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Obviously, right now all his hype is going on, but realistically also he's no options. And considering the fact that West Ham, we are talking all this hypothetical talk on the fact that West Ham will play Champions League next season. So if already a Champions League playing team is offering you contract in a starting role day in day out, why will he reject it? He might not do a permanent transfer. He might do a loan need for one more year, because clearly the position he plays in the CAM role or the central center forward role he plays, Bruno is playing the exact same role in Man U,
So
and no way
I don't
they.
think he's going to. He has any future at Man U.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if see anyway,
Yeah.
so see in my opinion, West Ham is going to Europe next season, no matter what. Either Europa or Champions League, they are going in Europe next season. I'm not counting Conference League, but still it's still a project which is not underway right now, so I'm not counting it. But they're coming to Europe. So if he is getting a starting role in a European team, why would he not take it?
No, that's absolutely true. So
So
now,
the
yeah, go ahead.
bigger threat is whether the getting him back deal involves Declan Rice or not, because there are rumors that Man U is trying to buy Declan Rice and use Jailings as a make weight for that deal. So I think if what do you say, Moise is able to keep his core group like Sushek, Lingard, Antonio, Sufel, even these players who were playing this attacking football. If he's able to retain, I think he's back. But if they're not able to retain players, then no manager in world can perform with a shit place in a league like Premier League. So no matter if you're Guardiola also, you need good players. So it doesn't matter if he is back or not. It depends on players. If he is not able to 10 players, then it's no about talking about he's back or not.
So I think we can all agree that West Ham have had an incredible performance, and let's see what happens. They've definitely made it into Europe, as you said. Now let's move on to La Liga, and this is where the real title race is. It's very close between the top three teams. If you can just state the table and just say which team is where with how many points, at least for the top four.
See, yesterday, Serie bottled it, like in true Serie fashion. The moment you have start any sort of hope from Sevilla, they bottled it. So they lost to I don't know which, from Granada or something. They lost to Bilbao. They lost to Bilbao 1-0. So clearly they are 4 points behind of Barca and Real. So
Can you
they are out.
just say the table once?
Yeah, I'm talking about table only. Atletico is, they all have played the same matches, 34.
Okay.
Atletico is with 76 points. Real is with 74. Barca is with 74, tied with them. And then we have Sevilla. Now the
With
thing with, unlike
Sevilla has
Premier
how many
League,
points? Just once?
70, 70,
70.
4
Okay.
points, 4 points away. So
Yeah.
unlike Premier League, goal difference don't count here.
Mhm. It's head to head, which matters.
Yeah, it's head to head. And in that case, if we have a three-way tie, which is stuff of dreams, total stuff of dreams right now, like full nerves and all, then Real wins it because they have defeated Barca both home and away, and they have drew and defeated Atletico home and away. Okay, so in that case, they are winning it. But in the case of the fact that Real might drop points and Barca and Atletico finish with tie points, Atletico will. I'm not sure who will win it right now because in the first match, Atletico has won it. Second match is yet to be played,
So
and the goal difference will come
this
into
match that you're
picture.
talking about, it comes at a weekend which is very important because 5 days from now, on the 9th of May, if I'm not wrong, you have
Yeah, yeah,
Atletico versus Barca and Real Madrid versus Sevilla. So
yeah.
before we move on to what can happen after those matches, what do you think is likely to happen in those matches?
See, coming to those matches, if Sevilla had not dropped point yesterday, it would have been hell of a more lot excited because they would have only been 1 point behind Barca and what do you say, Real. But considering they have dropped 3 points, the sting of the excitement is reduced a bit. But still, nonetheless, coming into those matches, we have explained this whole table scenario and what is the possible outcome of this. In those matches, first of all, and Real versus Sevilla, we will see a Real side who had just come out of a semi-final against Chelsea. Either they would be overjoyed if they had reached the final, or either they will be underwhelming or a bit of mood killer kind of team. So that the other thing right now. Then we would have Barca and Atletico. See, in that match, in my opinion, Atletico has to win that match. Has to, completely has to, because anything apart from that, and if Real wins and every other match they have left, Atletico is bottling it. They have already bottled it by dropping 14 points or something since January, which is ridiculous. I was talking about in January, I was damn sure Atletico has won it, but somehow they have bottled it in true Spurs fashion. Even Spurs have never bottled it.
Even before that, we were talking about how, Barca and Madrid are so weak right now. They're at their weakest point. So this is Atletico's best chance to win the league title, and they have
Yeah.
absolutely bottled it.
See, that's what. See, we can praise Madrid's turnaround also, but Madrid turnaround has not come from new players. It has come from old guard only, running the last miles of the career. The players like Luka Modric, who are on absolutely last of stretch of the career right now. Even Ramos also. He don't think he has more than 2 years left in him. He is. I have never seen a more injury-prone Ramos in my entire life. He's getting so injured so frequently. So, but the bigger turnaround is the turnaround of Barca. We were seeing a Barca who was about to crash and burn the entire thing start of the season. And when they started, they were around from 13 to 14 till October or November, if I remember correctly. From that to going till here to being the right now, they are the favorites to win this thing because Real has Champions League commitment also, and considering the Real squad can get half the squad can get injured at any moment of time. Barca only has this whole patience and whole team fit, and they have the match against Atletico, so they have their destiny in their own hands.
Yeah.
Real doesn't have the luxury because if Atletico doesn't drop points, Real can't do anything. Barca has a destiny because if they are the one who are going to defeat Atletico, but they completely have to because even if they drew with them, so that's the thing. Other thing is after this match also the Atletico Barcelona, Atletico still have to face Sociedad also,
Okay.
and that's not an easy fixture. So Atletico is in really rut right now. Barca, apart from Atletico, they have comfortable fixtures against Elche and also that's a pretty walkover. But we have seen vulnerabilities from Barca right now. Again, they lost to Granada, which is a complete shocker. And even when they won against 3-2 against Valencia, they were really struggling to hold on to the last couple of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And same thing with Atletico also. They are struggling very right now. And as we saw against the recent match, when they won 1-0, they gave away a penalty 91st minute. And if they just had the luck, because otherwise it could, like 90% of times penalties goes in. Okay. And if they had drop point, then they have no chance because then Real is in complete driving seat of the La Liga. But that's
I
the
still
thing.
think that if Barca wins against Atletico, then again Real has destiny in their hands because then if Real wins all
Yeah,
their matches
exactly.
and Barca
Because
wins all their matches,
yeah, because then if Real beats Sevilla and Atletico loses, they will be 1 point clear of everyone. And anyway, they have a better head-to-head. So they are in and they have 3 matches left. Then they are in completely driving mode.
yeah.
Then Zidane will have a final tomorrow. Zidane will go full UCL final Zizou mode. That we are going to win this thing. We have to final tomorrow, shit like that. So he will do that. But I think match against Sevilla is a big ask for Real right now, considering that it will happen after the Champions League final, which is again, sorry, semi-final, which is again a big because right now they have to score a goal against what do you say Chelsea to have any chance because if the match ends in a nil draw, they're out. So they have to score a goal. And biggest problem with the Real right now is they just can't seem to get a goal. Defensively, they are almighty and all things. They have been very comfortable. Adaptability has turned into peak Ramos, in my opinion, right now. So everything is hunky dory in that department. But in last 5 matches, they have gone 2-0 draws. And that's a big hammer in their hopes. If they had won that shit, they would have been 4 points clear right now. And probably like okay, 2 points clear with from Atletico and in full driving seat. But that's the thing, they can't seem to score goals. Even in the last match when they won 2-0, so 70-minute Adrian header came off, and the second goal from Casemiro was purely luck. He wasn't even trying to shoot it. He was just trying to control it. Ball. It was a heavy touch ball, just rolled out off from him, and keeper wasn't able to judge it. Before the previous match, they were 0-0 draw. उससे पहले they had a Nacho goal. And apart from Benzema, you can't expect any forward to score anything. Only real threat apart from Benzema and the entire 2 rows of front and midfield is Casemiro. And if Modric and Cruz are not playing, then Casemiro can't go in front because what they're doing right now is when the Modric Cruz Casemiro plays, Casemiro makes these occasional runs of going forward when match he scores. He has turned into somehow Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
Who will go into these boxes and then take the shot and will score and goal something. It's a scam goals निकालेगा मतलब समझ रहा है?
Yeah. So
That's
I
happening.
think
So
yeah, as you said,
Casemiro
Madrid
is
do
the
have
only reliable goal scorer apparently right now apart from Benzema. So it's a whole mess. I think no team wants to win it in my opinion. And
Yeah,
when he's
it's
trying to
as if
level
they're all
best.
gifting it to the other teams. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, and it's all going to come down to that one match day on May 9th. We'll see what happens, and until then, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in to the Flying Fullbacks podcast. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and share. And for more such content, subscribe to our YouTube channel.